welcome to my channel. The next video that I've selected is Logic singing Dear God. This one caught my eye in the comments and I thought, don't know what that's about, but it sounds interesting, so I think I'll do it. So that's what we're going to do next. But before we do that, I first have to say thank you to you, because you're here. You're watching. That's incredible. I want to remind you that I always put the artist links in the description of their playlist so you can support them as well. But I put the link to the song that I'm reacting to in the description of the video. I also put a link in there from Wikipedia if I can find anything that's relevant and makes sense. I don't put the link to the reaction request form because I'm not currently accepting new requests. I have over 3,200 in my queue. Yes, you heard that right, 3,200. I've gotten it down below 33, but I still have a ways to go. I hope you understand. In the meantime, you can come on Sunday, and this Sunday we're changing times. It's 5 p.m. UTC, an hour later than we were before. That's because the time is changing in Dallas, where I live. And so we're going to start at 5 p.m. UTC. We go for 2 hours, and if you come and put a request in the chat, I'll react to it live. So this is Logic, and I have a suspicion that this is rap, but I don't know that for a fact. And the name of the song is Dear God.
Dear God, I'm trying hard to reach you. Dear God, I see your face in all I do. Sometimes it's so hard to believe
Dear God, I think it's time we had a conversation. These lonely nights is getting to me, so my mind is racing. I think about this life I live and all the shit I'm facing. More secrets in my mind than a Freemason. I get lonely at times, and then I write these rhymes. I'm only human, I wanna hit the club and fuck a dime, but I know that's not the answer to my problems. Lord help me solve them, disintegrate and dissolve them. Laying in bed with a girl I'm pretty sure is my next, contemplating the sex while I think about my ex. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Yeah. Dear God, am I wrong? Am I wrong? Dear God, tell me am I wrong for living the life of a king surrounded by these pawns? Fans telling me I'm the greatest, but I never hear them, cause I ain't hit the pinnacle, yeah, I'm still persevering. Demons whispering in my ears, but no, I never fear them. People thinking they on this level, they ain't even near them. I just wanna spread positivity through lyrical ability. They call it selling out, but I just call it versatility. Yeah, it's my life, my wrongs and my rights, my battle, my songs and my fights. Now everybody wanna come around. Tell me, where was you last year when a brother was down? Not a single one of you motherfuckers believed in the brand, extended a hand, and now you wanna be my man? I think not. You quit the shape shift like ink blots. The real dealer, we cut classics, no fillers. What about the time I was 9 and my mama almost murdered me? Don't think I forgot that shit, it still burdens me. Her bare hands tight around my throat, I can't breathe. I screamed, I can't breathe, mama. Don't you want me, mama? Don't you love me, mama? What the fuck? Where was you then, God? Tell me now. How's a brother supposed to stay sane? Tell me how. Why you let me live, but let another die? Why you dry my tears, but let another cry? I gotta know. Set to detonate, I gotta blow that shit for show. I used to wonder why in the hell you would make me suffer, but now in the end I understand that it made me tougher.
Up when I'm down, had enough, almost drowned when shit rough. I get tough, and when I'm beaten to the ground, I get up. Yeah, I get up. Yeah, I get up when I'm down, had enough, almost drowned when shit rough. I get tough, and when I'm beaten to the ground, I get up. Yeah, I get up. Get up.
Okay, that was good stuff. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Whew, so much. Gosh. You know, the surroundings, the where you live and who you live with and the people you live around, those have an impact on you. And they can make it much harder for you to see God because they're not hanging out with God at all. And even if they are, they don't understand Him. You know, God talks in the Bible about how He's a father, but if you've never had a father, how do you know what that is? You don't. You don't have any comprehension of it. Just like you don't have any comprehension of what it's like to live without bullets flying around, or with peace, without noise at night. You know, your surroundings have a tremendous impact on you, and as he's singing in the song, it's really hard. It's very difficult, and there are things that happen to you in your life, like 9 years old, his mother's strangling him. Yeah, if that doesn't make you question God, what would? It's all, you know, I've talked about this before. It's all how the devil has just arranged the various pieces in the world to make it much more difficult for you to see through all the haze and the lies and the fog and the smog and see that God does exist. And to some extent, you have to get out of it. You've got to get away from what you're in now in order to see it, because God is in peaceful places. That's why it's so useful to go out in the country and just sit quietly and pray and think. That's why it's so difficult to see God in the city, because it's constant cacophony. It's all around you all the time, and it's demanding your attention. It's diverting your attention. It's destroying your attention. It's making it much, much more difficult to see God. And that's what he's singing about, you know. Here I am in the midst of all this craziness. Where are you? And the truth is, he's right there. But you can't see him because your vision is being blocked by what you're surrounded by. There is nothing like a change of location, a change of situation to make God more visible. And if you ever get to the point where you recognize his voice, well, then you can be in the midst of the most cacophonous, disastrous, noisy, confusing, stressful place in the world and be at peace. But you got to hear his voice. And to do that, you need to get quiet. And you can't get quiet when you're surrounded by noise. You got to find a way to do it. That was a great song. Great song. Articulating exactly why it's so hard in our modern society to know God. And I pray that you will get to know him, and that you will spend time with him, and that you will learn his voice and recognize his voice when it comes, and that you'll be able to follow him and take his guidance and move in a direction that leads towards joy and peace. And I pray that same thing for every single person that you love. This is the Vietnam Era Vet, out.